All right, ready for a deep dive. Netflix just dropped their Q3 numbers, and whoa, there's a lot to unpack.
Definitely not your average earnings report.
Subscriber booms, that whole ad tier thing exploding, even talk about price hikes. Feels like Wall Street's take on Hollywood is kind of wild right now.
It's more than just numbers, right? This is Netflix battling for the future of how we watch stuff.
Yeah, and they came out swinging. Earnings predictions, crushed them. Like, seriously, $5.40 earnings per share. That's $0.28 higher than anyone expected.
Gotta think that crackdown on password sharing plus launching the ad-supported plan, that's gotta be playing a role, yeah.
Huge role, but hold on, because this is where it gets really interesting. Subscribers. Remember a while back, everyone thought Netflix was, like, done for.
Right.
They just added 5.07 million new subscribers.
Yeah.
This quarter.
Whoa.
Nobody saw that coming.
Past predictions, that's for sure. They thought it'd be closer to 4.5 million. Plus, this isn't just a one-off, right? This follows that strong second quarter they had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like they found the secret sauce for getting people hooked again. I mean, have you seen The Perfect Couple? Or Nobody Wants This?
Can't miss them. Everyone's talking about those shows.
And it's not just about one or two hits. Their whole lineup's pretty strong right now.
That's what's driving this growth.
Yeah.
They're pulling people in.
And their projections for the rest of the year, even wilder. Q4 revenue, they're saying $10.13 billion.
Blew past analyst predictions again. They were thinking maybe $10 billion tops.
Tops. But get this, their forecast for 2025, a cool $43, maybe even $44 billion. That is a ton of growth.
11% to 13% if they hit those numbers. Ambitious for sure.
Okay, let's talk about this ad-supported tier, because remember when Netflix said, over our dead bodies, we'll never do ads?
Yeah, they were pretty adamant, weren't they? Big change.
Big change. And look, it's early, but over 50% of their new signups, in the countries where it's available at least, they're going with the ad-supported plan.
That is huge. Shows they're tapping into a whole new audience with that move. Though, to be fair, Netflix themselves have said they're still figuring out the whole advertising side.
Right. There's room to grow. So on the one hand, they're pulling in people who want a cheaper option, but rumor has it those premium plans, they might be going up in price.
Yeah, gotta wonder about that. It's a tough line to walk. You want that revenue stream coming in, especially with all these new things they're trying.
But are people going to be willing to pay more? Especially with so many other streaming services out there now.
That's the million-dollar question. They can't ignore subscription fatigue, that's for sure. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, Deloitte did a study, found the average person in the U.S. subscribes to, like, 4 different services. $61 a month, just on that.
Wow.
So people are paying for entertainment, but they're picky. Netflix has got to know they can't just coast on, name recognition anymore.
Well, what's the strategy then? Just make content that's so good people can't resist.
Well, they've definitely got the content part down, but here's the thing. Their viewer engagement numbers kind of flatlined compared to last year.
Yeah.
Like, just having a massive library of shows, it's not enough anymore.
So it's got to be fresh, it's got to be good, and it's got to be, like, priced right.
Nail on the head. And we got to remember, this isn't their first rodeo with price hikes. Their standard plan went up to $15.49 back in January 2022, I think it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
And their premium, that's sitting at almost $23 a month now. Couple of hikes there, so I don't think they'd shy away from doing it again.
Especially with this ad-supported plan doing its thing, right? Cheaper option brings people in, maybe those premium price bumps.
Balance the scales, exactly.
Bold move. Okay, but there's one more thing I got to ask about. Live sports. Like actual NFL games on Netflix. That feels like a whole other world.
Totally different ballgame, right? I mean, you're going up against some major players there.
It's not like they're just dipping a toe in either. Yeah. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. That fight's going to be huge.
It's massive. And then 2 NFL games Christmas Day. That's a statement. Like, they're not just your go-to for binge watching anymore.
It's like Netflix wants to be the only entertainment you need, period.
Yeah, and they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Okay, so just to recap here. Earnings are through the roof, more subscribers than anyone expected. That ad-supported tier is shaking things up. Price hikes are probably coming. And now they're taking on live sports.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So where does this leave Netflix? What does it all mean for, the average person who just wants to watch their shows?
Honestly, I think Netflix is rewriting the rules. They're constantly trying new things. Some of it works, some of it maybe not so much. But it's exciting,
It is exciting.
Yeah.
But also makes you wonder, What's the cost going to be? Like, are we going to have to pay even more just to keep up?
$1 million question right there.
Or maybe we should just dust off those old board games and call it a night. But seriously, folks, this is where you come in. What do you think about all this? Are live sports and these big events going to be enough to make those price hikes worth it? Or are they going to price themselves right out of the game?
It's going to be interesting to watch, that's for sure. This is the company that, like, invented binge watching.
Totally changed how we watch TV.
Exactly. So you can't count them out. They're not afraid to shake things up. They try new things all the time. Some of it works, some of it, we'll see.
We will see. One thing's for sure, though. This whole streaming world, it's about to get even wilder.
Buckle up.
That's right. This has been The Deep Dive, taking you way beyond those boring headlines to see what's really going on.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
And until next time, stay curious.